A small boy named Turan discovered that he is a magician, and he receives his powers when he turns 10 years old. He can easily move anything around him. Happily, he tells his mother about his new powers, but the boy becomes sad. His mother becomes very frightened, especially when he tells her how he moved things and that he can also create fire and wind. Full of fear and anger, his mother tells him to stop doing magic. Our boy is confused and upset. He doesn't understand what mistake he made. But his mother sits down with him and talks about something important. She asks him if he wants to stay with her for a long time. Like any small boy, Turan says yes. Taking advantage of this, she makes him promise something. She orders him to never use his powers again and never show them to anyone. Turan doesn't feel good about this and asks why. So his mother tells him the famous story of nobles and knights. The boy already knows this story. He knows that people with special powers are considered magicians, whether they are nobles or knights. But nobles and knights are very different. In this world, nobles are actually descendants of godlike beings, a race called the Phryans, who once swore to protect ancient humanity. Knights, on the other hand, are descendants of those same nobles whose blood has mixed with ordinary humans. Turan already knows this story, and his mother uses it to explain that there is a clear difference between nobles and knights, even if their powers seem similar. Then she reveals the real reason why he should never use his powers. His father was a very powerful knight, and Turan inherited those powers from him. Outside the city, some evil nobles keep knights as slaves and treat them only as tools. That is why Turan's mother fears for his safety and tells him to always hide his powers, so he never has to suffer the same fate. That was their promise. After that conversation, 8 years pass, and now he is a young man. Turan still keeps his promise. He has no desire at all to show his powers as a magician. In fact, he has no wish to leave his home or his sheep. Even though his mother passed away some time ago, life there is still not easy. One quiet morning, a very angry visitor knocks on our boy's door, like the man in Spider-Man 3 who comes to Peter Parker demanding the rent. Turan opens the door and sees these rude villagers staring at him as if he had insulted them. Yawning, he quickly understands the situation and realizes that they are accusing him of killing the village elder, Robus. Threatening him, the villagers grab him by the collar, shouting that he was the one who injured the village chief. Then they throw him outside, saying that the monsters should eat him. It is a strange situation, and our boy understands that they are trying to frame him. After all, the oldest man in the village died a painful death, while the younger men didn't even have the courage to face a monster. Turan tells the truth, how these fools are blaming him for their own cowardice. In anger, one of the men tries to punch him, but our boy dodges the attack smoothly. He pushes himself back and strikes the man's nose with his head. This shows that magic is the easiest tool in the world. Whatever he wants can happen with a simple command. He doesn't even need to light a fire to shake the world. Just a quiet order and they fall. He knocks another man down, then steps aside to avoid the third man's attack. Turan is so skilled at using magic that he does it without anyone noticing. Just enough so that his enemies, well, his prey, don't die. He smashes another man's head and promises that he will dominate every enemy. He defeats them left and right until they are all lying on the ground, while he calmly dusts himself off. In this way, he keeps his identity as a magician hidden, a secret. Turan mocks them, saying these fools should have saved their strength for the old man's funeral. Then he turns toward a woman and asks if she also wants to get beaten. She assures him that she only came to check if he is okay. But our boy is not naive. He tells them to remove the bodies. What actually happened a few days earlier was this. The village chief had received news that a terrifying monster was near the village gate. The creature had a black body and was as big as a house. The chief made a plan to deal with the monster by hiring a magician to kill it. Until then, both adults and children were told not to enter the forest. For an ordinary human, facing a monster means certain death, because only magicians are powerful enough to kill them. Robus decided to meet a boy named Turan, who lived on Hysrel Hill as a shepherd. The boy lived a dull life, repeating the same work every day, until the old man came to bother him. Turan had no reason to obey him because shortly after his mother's death, that old man had tried to steal their sheep. Turan thinks Robus has come again for the same reason and tells him to leave. But the matter is more serious for the old man. He has come to inform him about the magical beast that has appeared. Its sighting has already been confirmed. Strangely, Turan is not afraid, even though he is the one in the greatest danger. Rabas assures him that a magician is already on the way. But instead of thanking him, Turan tells him to go away, knowing that the old man is more interested in his sheep than in the shepherd's life. In this world, monsters are animals that possess magic. They are the magical counterparts to human magicians. But Turan is curious to see a magician for the first time and find out how powerful they really are. Suddenly, the smell of blood startles him, and he finds himself searching the forest for its source. The result is terrible. Turan sees the old man's body cut into 2 pieces as if sliced cleanly. He immediately realizes that ordinary animals could never cause such slaughter. That means the rumors about the monster must be true. All at once, he feels a dark magical presence around him. A huge leopard appears, coming for its next prey. Our boy stares at it. Even though monsters are powerful, some strong magicians can defeat them with just a single word. Turan looks at the terrifying beast and commands it to die. Turan immediately sends the creature flying several miles back. It is a power that reminds me of Inumaki's cursed speech. But the command alone is not enough because the monster attacks him again. Even after trying again and again, Turan cannot completely stop the beast. In anger, the huge leopard starts destroying everything in its path. Turan decides to change his strategy. He picks up a stone along with his trusted whip and decides to use his shepherd skills. First, he strengthens the small stone. Then he sharpens it. Before spinning and shaping it, and just before launching it, he gives it the power to seek its target. The stone is released at incredible speed. Like a laser, it shoots toward its target and the flash slices across the leopard's face. But even that is not enough to kill it. In revenge, the monster tries to finish him with a devastating attack, leaving no space for escape. But our boy had already planned for this. He calls the same stone back from the sky. This time it strikes the creature's head, completely cracking its skull open. The attack successfully kills the giant monster. For the young Turan, this is the first time he has killed such a creature. It makes him wonder whether he should throw the body into the river or do something else with it. But Turan is quite careless about it and doesn't care about the villagers at all. He decides to leave the monster's corpse there and let them deal with it themselves. After returning home, our boy thinks about the weak condition of the village. Now the villagers will probably treat him even worse in trade matters. But he doesn't mind, as long as he can beat them up if needed to get a fair deal. While he is thinking about these things, his door starts knocking again. He wonders if those fools have truly gone mad this time. Angrily, he opens the door again, ready to show his temper. But he is surprised. This time there is only one man standing there in uniform. The man apologizes for the disturbance and says he is just a traveler who needs help. This sudden change calms Turan, who also apologizes for his earlier rudeness, explaining that he had just dealt with some troublesome people. Interestingly, our simple hero actually believes him. He also notices the man's sword and asks if he is looking for an inn. The traveler's stomach growls loudly, answering the question for him.